Welcome everybody. It is Crypto Moose and it's time to get loose. Mitchell Bouchard, your crypto and NFT investor. Let's dive into this episode. We are going to go over why I believe we could see a $10 Cardano this bull run. So this video is predicated on the idea that we could see a $10 Cardano, and I've got, what is that, 7 to 10 reasons. So we're going to get into the meat and potatoes right away. But before we get started, let's like this video, smash the subscribe button, and comment down below. I love seeing those. The more you guys comment, the more I want to create content for you. So we have a lot to cover in this video. Let's dive right in. So right now, if we look at coin market cap, we are at, let's see here. We are at a 50 cent-ish Cardano. So we're at 49 cents. We were at like 52 cents a couple days ago. So ultimately, the market's going down a little bit, and that's because of Bitcoin. And that's where we're also going to pull our first reason as well. So anyways, all time we're doing well. On the year, we're up around 26%, give or take. We're down 17%. So if you got in kind of recently, you'd be doing well as well. So number one, we've got the Bitcoin halving. So for those of you that don't know, every 4 years, we go through a Bitcoin halving. That's when the amount of Bitcoin that get distributed, the remaining supply get distributed to miners, gets cut in half. So right now, whenever you earn a block reward, so miners, when they mine, they earn a little bit of the new supply. That is going to be reduced from 6.5, I believe that's what it is, 6.25 Bitcoin per block to 3.125. So not only is there only a small amount of Bitcoin left, less than 1 million, but getting the rest of the million is going to be even more difficult. So this is going to cause Bitcoin to shoot up, right? Scarcity and mass adoption is already happening. So once Bitcoin goes up, we're going to see the altcoins, alternative coins like Cardano, shoot up as a result. This will happen very soon. This is going to happen soon in my eyes. Nothing in this video should be taken as financial advice. Invest at your own risk. Check out what the halving is. Really understanding what it means. So this is going to drive a lot more liquidity, right? We are experiencing mass adoption in crypto more than ever before, right? So today, right now, we are February 1st of 2024. February, March, April. So 2 months, 2.5 months, we're going to be experiencing something massive, I believe. So number two, we're going to talk about smart contracts. So NFTs, self-executing contracts. Okay, so with Cardano, last bull run, okay, let's get into the price as well. Let's get loose. Let's get into the prices. Guys, take some notes if you want. Get a pen and paper. I've been taking notes. I've been doing research. I've been thinking about this video for 5 days. So don't think that I'm just here spilling a bunch of nonsense. I'm doing this video because I have something to share. I believe in what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's what I want you guys to know. This is not a cushy video. This is a video that I think is very important for a lot of you to at least analyze and think about, hey, is this true, right? You always make your own decisions. I'm not telling you how to think. You guys think on your own, okay? The point of this video is to get you to think about new ideas, right? That's what I do on this channel. I present you ideas. I present to you authentically what I believe is happening. I do believe we could see a $10 Cardano. These are some of the reasons why. This is some of the reasons why, okay? All right, so with that being said, we're talking about smart contracts. So with Cardano, especially if you go to JPEG store, you know, it was very difficult to buy and sell NFTs, and that was not that long ago. So for example, when I bought Boss Cat Rocket Club NFTs, so if we go to JPEG store, okay, we go to Boss Cat. This is just a typical NFT collection. Looks really cool, right? So when I bought this in the past, I had to wait for the owner to send the NFT to me. Sometimes they did not, because smart contracts were not set in place like they are today. So what smart contracts allow you to do with the blockchain? So you have Bitcoin as a blockchain, right? You got one token. You got the Bitcoin token. It moves around inside the blockchain. You own tokens that are held on, on represented on the public address, right? So with Cardano, it's a similar system. However, you can have self-executing things happen because you can build dApps. It's a smarter chain. So in the case of Cardano and JPEG Store, right? This is a visual representation. You can go to a specific asset ID number. So you have policy ID, but this asset ID number, C364, ends in 3530. This is on the blockchain. Before, you had like a window of 48 hours, whatever it was, and somebody had to send it to you. Well, now what you can do is list an NFT on the blockchain, and when somebody hits that buy now, that buy with ADA, you can buy it and it's going to go right to your wallet. So right now I just don't have a proper wallet connected, but you can do things very swiftly, and that's because smart contracts. This is going to get even better from time and time again. Comment down below. Some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. I've seen this happen myself. That's why I'm creating content. I've been part of the space in that regard. Okay, so we have that, self-executing. You guys know what that means. So more dApps. That is number 3. More dApps. What does that mean? Well, with Cardano, right, you can build decentralized applications. You can build, a music store. You can build JPEG store. You can have decentralized exchanges, right? What you can do is you can create your own Cardano native tokens like SNEC, and you can build real businesses. You can build ideas, and you could leverage the security, the scalability, the throughput of Cardano, and that is growing rapidly. Rapidly. So let me go to a website called Cardano Cube. Okay, so guys, comment down below. Which reason do you think is going to be the biggest or most important reason for pushing Cardano to potentially $10? So more dApps, right? That's what we're looking at right here. Look at the DEX. This is for liquidity, right? So you can set up a DEX. It's not a centralized exchange, but it's a decentralized exchange where you, as the owner of these assets, you could pool in your assets with other people, and we could trade with these DEXs. So this is where holding non-custodial tokens can benefit the end user, right? This is where, as an individual, you can benefit for the first time. This is true DeFi, right? So DeFi, you have different projects as well. But that's really what I'm talking about. We did not have this many DEXs before. We had maybe MinSwap or whatever it was, or Sunday. And this is going to change. Now you even have things like DEX Hunter, which are DEX aggregators. So let me get into that as well. So that's the cool thing about, crypto is that everything is shifting in such a unique way, right? So if we go to DEX Hunter, here it is. We're going to open up the app, and what this is a DEX aggregator. So it's going to aggregate other decentralized exchanges and pull the best price for you. So when you're doing swaps, you can get the best price. So here I've got a wallet connected. It's with my Trezor though, so I'd have to physically touch it. By the way, if you guys have not picked up a Trezor, go to the link tree, pick up a Trezor, save up to 25% off, something I should mention a little bit more. So let's say I want to take 100 ADA and swap for Cornucopia. It's a great token. We're going to get a good price. And if we go to details, right now, it's pulling the best price on Vi Finance. That's a DEX. So there are all these different DEXs. So for example, if I were to swap ADA for Melt, let's do that. Same amount, go to details. Now it's pulling from, is that Muesli Swap? We're a different DEX. So the point is that this DEX aggregator is so much smarter than what we've had in the past, right? So everything in terms of technological advancements and implementation is happening on this chain right now, and it's a nice thing to see, right? So that's that. We're seeing like more DEXs, more projects, more YouTube channels. All of the community is growing. Look how insane this is. So if you guys go to CardanoCube.com, you even have NFT projects. So I wonder if the ADA plates are here too. So you got NFT tools, NFT games. You guys have things like cornucopias, where you can own in-game assets, and they're just becoming bigger and better than ever before. Like, it's a massive to think about the scale of all this. So right now we're just looking at NFTs, right? I wonder if the ADA plates are here. So we'll have to pull that up later. But you have JPEG store, so you have NFT marketplaces, art and media, so ADA plates. Guys, check that out. That is minting right now. You guys can even go to the, you can go to the website, but you could also go into what I have there as well. So that's a big one. That's a big one. So next on the list, let's talk about Midnight. Okay, Midnight. So Midnight is a partner chain of Cardano. And what Midnight is doing is they are implementing a chain that you can turn on and off certain data. So right now we're in the world where, let's say voting, right? Governance, let's say voting. You want to prove that you only voted once, and that it was you. So that's where identity is strong and very important with a blockchain, right? Now, what Midnight is doing is that they want to make it so that you can, when you're creating a voting system, for example, you can have some information be public and some not. Because if everybody votes and everybody can see who voted for who, we don't have that, we don't have that self, how do we put it? We want to protect our own data when we're doing certain things with the blockchain. So if I were to make a vote and you know that I voted for Trump, or I voted for Biden, or I voted for Vivek, somebody wouldn't, maybe somebody doesn't want you to know that, right? And for good reason, right? So we want to have a voting system. I'm just talking about the US, I'm Canadian. But in the US, why don't we have a system where we can leverage the blockchain? We know someone votes once, we know they did it, and we can protect their identity while they're doing it. So you can turn certain elements on and off. I would like to see that happen in Canada, because who does control these mechanisms? I'm not saying elections are rigged. We're not even bringing up that conversation. The point is, if we have this blockchain tool where we can eliminate the human error, why not leverage it? Right? If you're a business, if you are let's say a school, right? You want to see how many students got an A without revealing their name. Well, you got to be able to be a little meticulous with your blockchain. So that's where Midnight comes into play. I did a more extensive video. If you go to YouTube, we'll go to your channel. And what we can do is go to the search, type in Midnight, and right here, Cardano data protection based blockchain. So Dust, that's kind of like the name of it. So that's where you're going to see the power of, Midnight. You're going to see that with identity, with voting. You're going to see it with medical records, right? You want to be able to extract data. See, like, hey, why are people having all these heart problems? Let's get their data, but I don't want their names. Can you give me that? Yeah, we can get that information. So that's where you want to start thinking about these things, right? That's Midnight. So I'll read this as well. Data is being created at an exponential rate as people and companies interact in the digital world. Very true. Today's apps and machines have access to sensitive and confidential data, which are vulnerable to leaks and hacks, harming both organizations and individuals. So not only is it safer with the blockchain if you can structure it in a certain way, but you own the data. That's where it's massive, right? Even now, like, I'm exploring the internet, like, our data is being bought and sold. You guys need to think about this. Your data, you want to own it. So this opens up an entire web of different issues and things that I think about. And, you know, I think midnight is going to be interesting. Supposedly, it's called Dust. Apparently, we're getting an airdrop. I don't know when. I don't know how. If it's going to be, if we're going to have to claim it, who knows? But we'll bring that up a little bit later as well. So we talked about that. Let's talk about interoperability. So we'll go back to the DEXs. What we're seeing now, not only do we have more DEXs on Cardano, but we're also beginning to see interoperability. We're seeing the ability for you to own some Ethereum and swap ETH for ADA on chain, or whatever you want to call it. So if we go to swaps on DEX Hunter, I believe other DEXs will have it as well. So if we go to close this, we're going to say we want to swap 100 ADA. So that's kind of previously. Where did I find this? We're under Pro. Okay, let's go to swap. We should have our wallet connected. So I have done this, and it was kind of cool. We have DCA limit swaps. I did find this. So it's kind of weird that it's not showing. Let's see. If we go to ADA, there we go. So if you go here, switch to Crosschain. So interoperability, that's where you can kind of see like a synergy, and you can see different blockchains communicating with each other properly. So you got Solana. Let's take one Solana and let's swap it, for example, for some Iagon. Well, now you will be able to do that. You just got to connect your Phantom, connect your other wallet, and that's where, you know, you can have some Ethereum tokens and you can go back and forth between different chains. So again, for example, Bitcoin is its own blockchain. Cardano is a blockchain. Ethereum is a blockchain, right? You got Solana, its own blockchain. How do we get these to be interoperable with one another? So that's what we're beginning to see now. This did not exist last bull run. So that's going to be a huge point in, you know, potential $10 ADA, because we'll get into the final reason, but last bull run, you just couldn't do what you do today. And a lot of you are missing out on that when you start thinking about the potential price. So stable coins, that's the last one. So a stable coin is a token that is on the blockchain that is pegged to a currency, like the US dollar. So for example, you have one USDC, okay? One USDC represents one US dollar. So if I take 5 ADA, let's say today's price, it's like 250. That would give me, if I were to swap, 2.5 USDC tokens. Now, at the height of the last bull run, and even right now, we do not have a stable coin on Cardano. But in my opinion, this is going to change fast because people want it. They're going to have to fix it if they want this to be sustainable. So if we have a stable coin, this will be powerful for people to not only come into Cardano, but also to be able to stay here and enjoy it. So last bull run, people left Cardano, and I'll give you a visual representation of that. So if we go to all time, right? Last bull run, was that 2021? Boom, dollar, boom, $2. Everybody left. A lot of people left. And I think one of the main reasons is because we do not have a stable coin. You were not able to just convert to something more stable while the market's extremely volatile. So that's something to think about, and that's going to be a huge catalyst, a big reason for a $10 Cardano. So guys and girls, everybody, comment down below. Do you agree with those reasons? Ultimately, when you think about the price as well, I might as well get into that for a second. Last bull run, we were at, what, $253, let's call it USD. So let's take a look. Right now, we're at a, let's just call it $15 billion market cap. I've been telling you guys that I believe that Cardano could go where Ethereum is today. So that's 17 plus you have like supply. So there's a lot more ADA to come into circulation through proof of stake. And that's another thing. We also have proof of stake, right? So proof of stake is a really cool thing where Ethereum is now proof of stake, but Cardano is just more efficient. You don't need as many to get the rewards. So in terms of market cap, I mean, ADA is not like, it's got 20x to get to Ethereum, even more. So like ADA could go 10, 15, $20. And in fact, I think ADA could really blow past, where Ethereum is now. We could see a $500 billion Cardano if everything checks off, if we get a stable coin, if et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Obviously the price is going to go up. If we are in a bull run, if Bitcoin does do what I think it's going to do. And those are all my reasons. I don't need to talk about it anymore. Just comment down below if you agree or not. So again, I want to remind you all, check out the ADA plates. That is minting right now. So go to minting, pick one up. We're almost at 500 sold. This is what they look like. You can collect, trade, and display those. We also have the Crypto Moose, Loose Moose NFTs. These are fun. You are automatically eligible to win future airdrops. These are the official Crypto Moose NFTs. So 13 hours ago we sold. We've been selling basically every day. So it's kind of cool to see. I get a little bit of royalties for that. What is that? 6%. And then I take 10% of that every year and I airdrop them to anybody. So anybody's eligible. So if you don't have a rare one, that's fine. You still have the chance of being airdropped something special. So also with that being said, guys and girls, check it out. We've got a free Cardano mini course. This will get you up to speed if you're getting started. We have a bunch of Udemy courses. I've built those over the past 3, 4, 5 years. So with that being said, the moose is loose. We'll see you in the next one.